If you're studying for the PMI-RMP and you haven't downloaded, printed, and mapped the exam content outline yet, you're essentially studying blind. Most candidates ignore this document because it looks boring and technical, and that's exactly why they fail. So for the next few minutes, I'm breaking down what's in the exam content outline, what it actually is for you, how PMI uses it to build every single exam question, and the strategic approach to using it that's going to dramatically improve your chances of passing the exam. Let's start and talk about clarity. The ECO is a structured framework that defines exactly what a risk management professional should know and be able to do. Every question on the exam is going to trace back to this document, every single one, which means if you don't understand how the ECO is structured, you're guessing on what to study instead of strategically preparing for the exam, because the ECO tells us exactly what PMI is thinking about when it comes to risk management and the exam, not what some other guide or author who puts together some course, what they're thinking. It's not guesswork. It's what PMI, the organization who builds the exam, has determined is the essential knowledge for risk management professionals to know and be tested on to earn this credential. The framework that you need to know for the RMP ECO is organized into 3-tier hierarchy. First, you have the 5 domains. These are the big buckets of risk management knowledge you need to understand. Domain 1 is risk strategy and planning. Domain 2 is risk identification. Domain 3 is risk analysis. Domain 4 is risk responses. And domain 5 is monitor and close risks. Each domain represents a major phase or aspect of risk management work. Your exam questions are distributed across these 5 domains. Underneath each domain, we have the second tier, tasks. There are 19 tasks in the exam content outline. Under each domain, this is going to give you the specific tasks that describe what the risk management professional actually does. It's the what in what they're doing. For example, under domain 1, you are going to see establish a risk management strategy. These tasks are the what you're expected to be able to do as a risk professional with that PMI RMP. And then tier 3, underneath each task, we have 93 enablers in the ECO. This is where it gets really important. Under each task, these enablers are the specific knowledge, skills, tools, techniques that you need to accomplish to meet that task. Those enablers are the how. How do you actually accomplish those tasks? And these help PMI build exam questions by pulling from those enablers. Therefore, understanding and reading these and knowing what they are can help change the way that you study for the exam. So let me show you real quick how this works. PMI starts with an enabler. Let's say, analyze the validity of identified risks and triggers, which falls under the Develop Risk Register task. Then they create a realistic scenario where you need to apply this knowledge about the risk register when it comes to risk identification and understanding the validity behind each risk as it's added to the register. Then they write a question that tests whether you understand how this applies to building a risk register through a situationally based question. The question might look something like, you're managing a construction project and a new regulatory requirement has been announced. What should you do first with your risk register? So you see how that works? Enabler, scenario, question. This is why memorizing definitions isn't going to get you very far in this exam. PMI isn't asking you to define a risk register. They're asking you to demonstrate you know how to use it in real project situations. And that is why the ECO is so powerful. When you study by enabler, you're studying exactly what PMI is going to test. You're not wasting time on useless information and topics. Instead, you stay laser focused on the specific knowledge and tool techniques in all the different areas that will appear on the exam. So if the ECO is this important, why do so many people ignore it? Well, first, like I said, it's boring to read and reread. Trust me, because this is basically part of my job, is to look at this thing a lot. And to be honest, it reads like technical specification document. It's not exactly a trilogy. And it does that because that's exactly what it is. A technical specification document for your exam. It's not engaging, it's not storytelling, it's a structured framework. So second, it's not obvious how to use it. When you first open the ECO, it's not immediately clear what you're supposed to do with all the information. So people tend to skim it once, think, all right, I got it. And then they move on to practice questions, especially if they've been working in risk management as a project manager significantly over time. So they don't take the time to digest or to take a deep look and to capitalize on the information that it provides. Because just like I tell my PMP students, I tell my RMP students, you can't bring your real world experience into the exam. Again, we are testing PMI's, their persona of what that material is supposed to look like. Drop your ego, drop your experiences. You can lean into them a little bit, but you need to understand what the picture perfect doctrinal RMP student would say when answering the exams questions. Third is what I see in most study guides and training that I've seen out there. People jump straight into content without showing you how that content maps to the ECO structure. Candidates just assume the ECO is just a supplementary reference material. So this is what happens when you ignore it. Your study content seems relevant, but it's actually missing the point. You're missing critical enablers that PMI considers essential. And you can't identify your knowledge gaps because you don't have a master framework of what you're actually trying to accomplish. So you walk into the exam, you encounter questions on topics you didn't prioritize, and then you don't know what they are, you don't know what they're talking about, and result is you fail. Not because you're not smart enough, not because you didn't study hard, but because you studied the wrong things in the wrong way. And this is exactly why I built my PMI-RMP exam prep course. Using PMI's authorized training partner instructor materials, I have a strategic framework for using the ECO effectively and then using that for your study plan. It helps you focus on the prep and what actually matters. And if you're serious about passing on your first attempt, check out the course link in the description. All right, now let's get tactical. Here's exactly how you use the ECO to prep for that RMP. Step 1, download it and print it. Go to PMI's website right now. I'll have a link in the description that takes you straight to the exam content outline. Make sure you have the most recent version because PMI does update it periodically. And then I want you to print it. Yes, physically print it. For many, this might be a foreign concept, but I highly recommend it because you want a paper copy that you can actually highlight, annotate, and use this as a resource as you're moving along with your studying. Step 2 is I want you to read every enabler. Don't skim it. Actually read every single enabler across all 5 domains. As you read, ask yourself, do I truly understand this? Could I explain this concept? Or have I used this tool or technique in real projects? And then step 3, as you're doing step 2, highlight your knowledge gaps. Use a highlighter, mark every enabler where you're not confident. And be honest with yourself. If you kind of know it, but couldn't teach it, highlight it. If you've heard of it, but never actually used it, highlight it. If you have no idea what it is, definitely highlight it. These highlighted enablers become your study priority list. Then start mapping your experience to that ECO. For each enabler, write down a real project example where you applied that knowledge or technique in a project, specifically over the past 5 years, because this is going to help you retain information, but it's also going to help you prepare for when you have to fill out the application for the exam later on. And then step 5, study by domain. Organize your enablers, and when you sit down to do some real in-depth studying, don't just read a textbook cover to cover. Instead, work through the ECO systematically. Pick a domain, start with domain 1, and start off with your weakest point and tackle those gaps first that you have within those enablers. And make sure that you understand what is the tool and technique. When do you use it? How do you actually apply it? What are the inputs and the outputs? How does it relate to other enablers? And by taking this enabler-focused approach, you ensure that you're building knowledge exactly the way that PMI uses to write those questions and to tackle the situationally based elements where it actually combines domains and it crosses different areas. And then last, step 6, use that ECO to evaluate your practice questions. When you're doing a practice question, don't just check if it's right or wrong. After each question, identify which enabler it was testing. Go back to your printed ECO and put a check mark next to that enabler. Over time, you'll start to see patterns. You'll notice which ones come up more frequently in questions. You'll start seeing things like which enablers you haven't encountered yet, meaning that you might need to put some specific study time across for those ones intentionally. So here's the bottom line I want you to take away from everything I've been talking about. The ECO is not optional reading. It's not a nice to have reference document. It's a master blueprint for your entire exam. When you understand the ECO, you study smarter, not harder. You focus on what actually matters, and you walk in that exam confident because you've systematically covered every enabler PMI considers essential. And when you ignore it, you're just gambling with your time, your money, and your certification attempts. Don't gamble. Use a blueprint. If you have any questions about anything I've covered or anything that you've seen on the exam content outline, leave it down in the comments. And if you haven't downloaded the ECO yet, do that right away. As soon as you get done with this video, go click download. And remember, down in the description, I'm going to have links to the ECO and my upcoming exam prep course dates. Use this to find a course that fits for you and let me help you tackle that ECO over 30 hours of education. So if you're serious about passing the PMI-RMP in the first attempt, use the ECO, join my course. I'll see you later. I'm Russ Parker, the Bearded PM. Out.